These are the 10 sneaker brands that are quietly laughing at you every time you swipe your card. If your shoes are on this list, you paid for a logo and called it a purchase. The brands range from $80 to $1,850. What they share is not quality or innovation. It is a markup with no connection to what is actually inside the shoe, starting with the one you probably already own. Number 10. Sam Edelman. Sam Edelman is the entry point on this list and the most common mistake. The Laguna sneaker, one of the brand's best sellers, retails for $90 to $100. The build cost, approximately $12 to $15 per pair. That is a markup of 6 to 7 times the material cost. The construction is cemented. The sole is glued directly to the upper. No stitching, no welt. When the glue fails or the sole wears through, the shoe is finished. It cannot be repaired. The average lifespan under regular wear, 8 to 14 months. Sam Edelman positions itself as an accessible fashion brand. The reality is a fast fashion shoe at a mid-range fashion price. You are not buying quality at $95. You are buying the illusion of quality. The moment the sole begins to separate at the toe, and it will, the illusion ends. Sam Edelman is not the worst brand on this list. It is the most ordinary. A $12 shoe dressed up to look like a $95 decision. If you want us to keep breaking down exactly what you are paying for before you spend $200 or $800 on shoes, subscribe. We research every brand so you can buy with confidence. Number 9. Steve Madden. Steve Madden sells sneakers the way fast fashion sells clothing. High volume, low materials, maximum hype. The average Steve Madden sneaker costs $16 to $20 to build. It retails for $80 to $110. That is a 5-fold markup for a shoe built with polyurethane leather, a plastic substitute that costs a fraction of real hide, and outsoles that routinely break down within 4 to 6 months of regular use. That is not a design flaw. It is a business model. In 2022, Steve Madden spent $47 million on influencer deals and celebrity placements. Product research and development received less than $3 million. The result is a sneaker that looks good in a TikTok unboxing and falls apart before the next trend cycle begins. Steve Madden is not selling comfort or durability. It is selling the appearance of relevance, manufactured by an algorithm. If the influencer wearing your shoes is paid $200,000 and the shoe costs $18 to make, you are not the customer. You are the product. And the product has a shelf life of about 5 months. Number 8. Cole Haan Zero Grand. Cole Haan markets the Zero Grand as a fusion of luxury and performance comfort. The price, $180 to $250. The reality, a cemented sole, a basic EVA midsole, and a construction method indistinguishable from shoes selling for $80 less. Cole Haan was owned by Nike from 1988 to 2013. During that period, select styles used genuine Nike air cushioning units. That technology was the real foundation of the comfort claim. When Nike sold the brand, the air units left with it. Cole Haan replaced the technology but kept the premium price point. The bill of materials today, approximately $22 to $28. The retail price, $220. The heritage claim is real. Cole Haan was founded in Chicago in 1928. The suggestion that 1928 heritage justifies $220 for a glued sole in 2025 is not. You are paying for a story that stopped being true in 2013, when Nike walked out the door and took the cushioning technology with it. What remains is a well-marketed shoe with a comfort narrative it no longer fully earns. Number 7. APL Athletic Propulsion Labs. APL built an entire brand on a single regulatory moment. In 2010, the NBA briefly banned its Concept One basketball shoe, claiming the load and launch technology provided an unfair competitive advantage. APL used that ban as the centerpiece of their marketing for the next decade. The women's sneaker line retails for $140 to $220. The load and launch technology is a small TPU plate positioned in the forefoot. Build cost for the full shoe, approximately $20 to $25. Independent biomechanical lab tests have found no measurable performance benefit over comparable running shoes at $80. The NBA lifted the ban. A PL kept the marketing angle. The shoes are well finished. The materials are decent for the price range. But at $185 for a cemented construction sneaker built around a technology claim that no independent test has confirmed, you are paying $160 for a story and $25 for a shoe. A PL sells aspiration built on a single regulatory overreaction from 15 years ago. The lab results did not follow the legend. Number 6. Veja. Veja is the most sophisticated entry on this list because the misdirection is ethical. The brand sources organic cotton, Amazonian wild rubber, and leather from ranches certified by the Rainforest Alliance. It holds B Corp certification. It publishes its supply chain. Retail prices run $150 to $200. And the construction is cemented. The sole is glued to the upper. When the sole wears through, and at $170 for a cemented sneaker, it will wear through within 18 to 24 months of regular use. The shoe cannot be meaningfully repaired. The build cost with ethical materials, approximately $35 to $45 per pair, genuinely higher than fast fashion. But you are paying $170 for a shoe you cannot repair. Veja is not deceiving you on materials. It is deceiving you on longevity. A shoe that cannot be resold is not a sustainable purchase, regardless of how the sole was made. At $170, Veja sells you the ethical premium and then builds the shoe to fast fashion standards of longevity. Sustainable branded is not the same as sustainable. Number 5. UGG sneakers. UGG built its reputation on one product, the classic boot, genuine twin-face sheepskin, 17 millimeters of natural fleece lining. A construction specific to cold weather comfort that justified the $180 to $220 price point. The sneaker line is a completely different product. The Funkette, the Low-Mel, the Sport, yeah, EVA midsoles, synthetic uppers, cemented construction. Retail, $110 to $160. The sheepskin is gone. The construction method that justified the original price is gone. What remains is the logo and the price proximity to the boot that earned it. UGG sneakers are not a natural extension of a comfort technology. They are a brand extension of a marketing asset. The boot built trust through a specific material used in a specific way over decades. The sneaker borrows that trust without delivering the material, the construction, or the engineering behind it. At $130, you are not buying UGG's technology. You are buying UGG's reputation, applied to a product that did nothing to earn it. Number 4. Alexander McQueen Oversized. The Alexander McQueen Oversized sneaker is one of the most recognizable silhouettes in women's luxury fashion. The thick white rubber platform, the exaggerated heel, the deliberately oversized profile. Retail, $490 to $595. Build cost, approximately $35 to $45. The sole is the entire visual identity of the shoe. It is a block of rubber attached to a leather upper with adhesive. No cushioning technology, no performance engineering, no proprietary foam, cemented construction throughout. The materials are real, full-grain leather on the upper, quality rubber on the sole. But the construction holding them together is the same method used on $60 sneakers. At $520, you're paying for a visual decision. That decision is, make the sole very large. The rest is leather, glue, and a brand name on the insole. Alexander McQueen does not build shoes. It builds a silhouette. The silhouette costs $45 to produce. You pay for the remaining $475 in the form of a name. And when the cemented sole begins to separate, that name will not help you. Number 3. The Gucci Ace. The Gucci Ace is the entry point to luxury sneakers for millions of women. The web stripe, the bee embroidery, the clean white leather low top, instantly recognizable, universally associated with a certain level of spending. Retail, $650 to $850. The construction is cemented on canvas variants and Blake stitched on leather versions. Neither allows for meaningful repair. Blake stitching permits 1, possibly 2 resoles before the insole begins to weaken. Cemented allows none at all. Gucci is a Florentine fashion house founded in 1921 as a luggage and leather goods brand. It does not have a heritage in sneaker engineering or athletic footwear construction. The Ace is manufactured at volume in Italian factories, optimized for output and margin. At $750, you are in the price range of genuine performance sneakers with significantly more advanced cushioning and construction. Instead, you are paying for the web stripe, the embroidered detail, and the story of a trunk maker who added sneakers to a fashion empire and charged $800 for the association. Number 2. Golden Goose. Golden Goose is the only brand on this list that charges you for damage it caused. The superstar sneaker arrives pre-distressed, factory-applied scuff marks, deliberately worn leather edges, artificially dirtied soles, aged stitching that has never aged. Retail $495 to $595. Build cost approximately $35 to $50. The distressing is not vintage. It is not the result of years of wear. It is manufactured degradation, applied by hand at the factory in Venice before the shoe is boxed. The construction underneath is cemented. The leather is mid-grade. The dirt is artificial. The price is not. At $550, you are paying a factory to damage a $40 shoe and then paying again to own it. The brand has sold this model for over 20 years on the premise that worn-in shoes signal experience, taste, and a life too interesting to keep your shoes clean. Golden Goose found a way to sell that signal to people who have not had the experiences. The shoe looks like it has already been through everything. It was built to last nothing. That is not a product. That is a performance with a price tag. Number 1. Balenciaga. Balenciaga is number 1 on this list not because it is the most expensive. It is number 1 because it represents the complete disappearance of any relationship between price and product. The Triple S. Build costs $45 to $55. Retail $895 to $1,195. A layered chunky sole, a mesh and leather upper, assembled in Portugal. The Speed Trainer. Build cost approximately $18. Retail $795. A stretch knit sock attached to a rubber sole. $18 of materials. $795 of logo. And then the Paris sneaker, released in 2022. A high-top canvas shoe designed to appear destroyed at the factory. Torn fabric, exposed foam, yellowed rubber, pre-applied holes. A limited run sold for $1,850 per pair. Cemented construction, intentionally damaged before delivery, non-repairable after use. You paid $1,850 for a shoe that arrived broken. In 2022, a Balenciaga advertising scandal triggered a 13% drop in sales and a global boycott. The brand recovered in 3 months. The product did not change. The price did not drop. The buyers returned. Balenciaga does not sell footwear. It sells the permission to be seen in a shoe that costs less to make than a dinner out and retails for more than a flight to Europe. At $1,850 for a pre-destroyed, non-repairable sneaker, there is no ceiling on how much you can charge for a logo. Balenciaga is not proof that luxury is overpriced. It is proof that the word luxury stopped meaning anything the moment buyers stopped asking what is inside the shoe. Drop the sneaker brand you regret most in the comments. Name the brand, the price you paid, and how long they lasted. That information is worth more to the next woman watching this than any ad campaign. Next video, we flip it. 5 cheap women's shoe brands almost nobody talks about. The ones building genuinely good shoes at a price that makes everything on this list look like a bad joke. We will see you there.